You could rewind this podcast. I probably say on every 10th episode. When I was 26, I smoked 2 packs of cigarettes a day. I ate every single meal at 7-Eleven, the 2-for-1 chili dogs, and I got drunk every night.
Yeah.
And I woke up and I felt pretty fucking good. And
Yeah.
I'm 51. I haven't drank in 21 years, and I have a perfect diet. And a lot of mornings are rough. And I'm like, how could this be? Or I have an autoimmune condition now, and I have allergies to food I never had. I'm like, I used to live like a trash can, and it didn't bother me. Is that my microbes were banging back then?
Yes. And actually, I would say this. People ask me all the time, like, what is a healthy gut? And a healthy gut is a resilient gut. So it means like you had the most resilient gut then. You could do all kinds of things that were assaulting it, and it was like, could make it through that and be fine. And as you were probably depleting it in lots of different things through your diet, or lack of things that you're eating in your diet, then you got a less resilient gut. And now you're dealing with the repercussions of that. But the good news is actually you can change your microbiome even now, like all the time you can change it. So whatever you're depleted in, like let's say food sensitivities is a really common thing that happens as people age. And we know there's a strain called Akkermansia muciniphila.
Oh, say it one more time. It's sexy.
That was really cool.
Akkermansia muciniphila. It is the only strain we know that's actually responsible for maintaining the structure of the gut lining directly. So like your gut lining is sort of like a wooden fence. Okay, now you have to excuse me because I'm like not a carpenter, and people have actually told me this is a terrible analogy. But I'm going to say it because most people still understand it, even if the technically this isn't how fences work.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you imagine a wooden fence that has all these wooden planks and they're held together by glue, what can happen over time is that glue can start to weaken, a plank can fall, and now you have like a gap in your fence. Yeah. The structure of your gut lining is actually exactly like that. So you have these planks, these epithelial cells, they're held together by glue, and over time that glue can start to weaken and you can get an opening or a plank can fall, and then you get what people call like leaky gut.
Syndrome.
And then you're sensitive to foods because your body, like stuff is just leaking out and it's causing all these kind of reactions in your body that shouldn't be.
Your body's a miracle, and that is a completely sealed system.
Yeah.
But you have this tube that's running through the dead center of this sealed system. You can think of a water weenie. That's going to be my analogy,
I like
right?
water weenies.
Do you remember water weenies?
I don't know.
They weren't
It's
called
like a long balloon. No, I think they were.
To you, they were.
In Michigan,
in your
they were.
family, yeah.
It's a rectangular balloon filled with water.
Okay.
But the inside you can put your fingers in, and you can roll it in and out of
The
itself.
whole, remember they
You've played
fall
with
out
one
of
for
your
sure.
hands.
Yes.
They're hard to hold.
What are they called?
Water weenies are what they were called when I was a kid.
Okay. Yeah, I know that. Right.
So your body is like that, and your body is this master of none of it. We don't want foreign things just entering the body willy-nilly. So it goes down this tube in the dead center of our body, and then our body is masterful of pulling everything out it needs and allowing it through this lining, absorbing it in, right?
Yep.
And then things can go wrong, and now we're letting in things that aren't supposed to be in there.
Exactly, letting things in and out, right. And exactly to your point, it's very structured and organized and deliberate. And so when you have a hole in there, then you lose all that regulation. And so Akkermansia is the only strain known that lives literally right at that lining, and it strips away that glue when it gets old, and it makes new glue, and it keeps your gut lining intact. And so it's one of the key strains you lose as you age, and so you can actually supplement it.
Wait, does Pendulum make this exact?
We were the first company to be able to manufacture and brought it to market. Now there's a lot of like copycats. And by the way, so just as a like buyer beware, if you go on Amazon and you type this strain name in Akkermansia, you're going to see a bunch of things on there that say Akkermansia. And one of my friends is a professor at Cornell. He just bought a bunch of them and sequenced them. And he was like, Colleen, the only product that actually has Akkermansia is yours. So just be careful.
Yes, and I was going to save my pushing back, but I watched a great segment on 60 Minutes, and they had about gut health and the microbiome and the promise of probiotics and prebiotics and all this stuff. And most of the experts said, look, yes, this stuff can work, but we can't even get it to where it needs to be because the body's your stomach's killing all this stuff you're taking as a supplement, and it needs to be in your lower intestine. It's not going to get there. Like, isn't that part of the problem is keeping the bacteria you would like to land in a certain spot alive?
Yeah. That's the other thing to look for when you look at the capsule that the things are in. So like we pay more for the capsule. It is enteric coated, which means it gets through the stomach acid, and it's time delayed release, which means it gets all the way to the distal colon.
Where it needs to go.
And so you need both those because otherwise it's just going to your stomach, the acid's killing it.
You spent $8 to kill this shit.
And a lot of times that's why we tell people take your probiotic with food is because that actually does decrease the acidity of your stomach, and so it can like even help the probiotic probiotics get through.
Wow,
That's interesting.
Fascinating. So, and how good are the results of that? I don't want to get too excited, but I want to get excited right now because this is clearly what I have.
Yeah. Well, you should take the product and let's talk in 90 days.
And one.
Yeah, let's see.
I'll do a little experiment on
I'll do
myself.
one too.
Yeah, and do it too. And here's the key. The key thing is the 1-2 punch. So your microbiome is very tied to the food that you eat. And so it's like a high performing vehicle. You want an awesome engine and you want to put awesome fuel into it. You can't have like just one half of that. So the microbiome, you're going to get Akkermansia, that's the engine part. And the fuel that's going to be the high octane fuel that you want is fibers and polyphenols. So you can either do it in supplement format.
Polyphenols are in olive oil, right?
Yeah, polyphenols are in olive oil, berries, if you eat those.
I eat so many blueberries. You'd be so proud of me.
I need more
Dark chocolate.
fiber. Okay,
That's more you. You could
Yeah.
I need more fiber, and I don't know if I should start taking supplements. In my head, I don't want to do that. I just want to get it through food, but I'm not getting it through food.
It's really hard actually to get how much fiber you're supposed to get through foods.
Yeah.
And so it's not cheating if you're like supplementing fiber through a supplement. So you should just
do it.
think about that. And actually, we are launching a product in March, which is called Gut Fuel, which is a mix of fibers and polyphenols specifically designed to feed these because not everybody can get it in their diet.
Yeah,
you know?
it's hard.
And it is hard. Like how many people can do farm to table at every meal and have like
And you have to have this much protein,
pounds
this
of
much
kale,
this.
yeah.
Say how much? I mean, how am I supposed to eat?
And I don't want to already expose the whole interview we do with Angela Duckworth, but I'm reading her book right now, and it's all about environment and the power of environment. And this 3-box modeling of how your brain works, which is you have a situation followed by a thought, then followed by a response. And people want to have lots of agency in the thought, in the response, but we know statistically the changing the box of the environment is infinitely more successful in anything you would tackle. So even GLP-1, she talks about this great physician who was reticent to go on it because he wants to have willpower. And it's like you can think of the GLP-1 as an the environment changer. And so, there's no the stupid shame we have about trying to only use willpower when there's these other levers we can pull. Is so weird about us.
It's true. The shame, and then also we had a customer who I got a chance to talk to him, and it was an awesome story. So he's basically like, look, I have always had an addiction to sugar. I have always had a sweet tooth. Like that's just me. Like that's just my weakness.
It's identity.
That's me.
Yes,
that's
it's
my
his
identity.
identity,
That's
yeah.
me. So then he started taking. We have a product called Pendulum Glucose Control, which is helps you lower your A1C and blood glucose spikes.
This is what Halle Berry was on when she was on. She talked about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, exactly. That's what she's on. And it stimulates your natural GLP-1. And one of the things that people feel most is it reduces your cravings.
Right.
So this guy was on it for his diabetes. And he said, I just want to tell you, I just went through Christmas and I could sit at a table with a plate full of cookies and I didn't eat a single one. And I realized, and he broke down. He's like, that wasn't me. That was my microbes sending signals to my brain that I should eat sugar. And it was like a crazy, he had an epiphany about who he was and who he wasn't.
Wow.
And it was his environment. It was his environment inside himself.
Yeah.
I think because we're a social primate, we're so hardwired for shame. It's such a great mechanism for social cohesion. And I think we go to it immediately. It's like any kind of shortcoming we have is like, it must be me. I must be doing something wrong. Even the psoriatic arthritis, that's my autoimmune. It was like my shame of I fucked up my body and I rode motorcycles and it's got to be my fault. All my joints are on fire.
Yeah.
And I'm not even going to look into it because clearly I just deserve this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
It is. We're
Yeah.
I'd say that's a bug, not a feature.
Yeah.